Parashat Hashavua, Parashat Hashavua, Bamidbar, Bamidbar, Parashat Hashavua, Parashat Hashavua, Bamidbar, Bamidbar. So Yeladim, we are now reading from the fourth book of the Torah, Bamidbar. Hello, dear children. It is so wonderful that you keep coming back to learn more about the Parashat of the Torah. Let's take a quick review of the previous Chumashim before we begin learning the Parashat of Chumash Bamidbar. In Chumash Bereshit, we learned about the creation of the world, the Jewish people, our Avot, Avraham, Yitzchak v'Yaakov, Avraham, Yitzchak v'Yaakov, Avraham, Yitzchak v'Yaakov, those are our Avot. Sarah, Rivka, Rachel v'Leah, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel v'Leah, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel v'Leah, those are our imahot. Yosef HaTzadik, who goes down and becomes the Mishneh LaMelech, and Yaakov Avinu and the 12 Shvatim go down to Mitzrayim. Reuven, Shimon, Levi, Yehuda, Yisachar, Zebulun, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Yosef, and Binyamin. Those are the 12 Shvatim. In Chumash Shemot, we learn about Galut Mitzrayim and the suffering of the Jewish people as slaves to Paro. How the Jewish people sunk to the 49th level of Tumah, and how Hashem performed great miracles and brought the 10 Makot. Adam Tzefardei Akini Marov Dever Shchin Barad Arbe Choshech Makat Bechorot. Those are the Eser Hamakot. And how Moshe Rabbeinu led the Jewish people out of Mitzrayim, and how Hashem protected the Jewish people from harm. Har Sinai, when the entire nation received the Holy Torah, Hashem gave us a present. Do you know what it was? He gave us the Torah, and we're so very lucky. Okay, during circle time we've been singing the longer version. Hashem's commandment to build the Mishkan, and that he brought the Shekhinah to dwell inside. In Chumash Vayikra, the Torah teaches us how to be holy and pure, so that the Shekhinah will reign within us. In Chumash Bamidbar, we will learn about how the Jewish people traveled through the Midbar, the desert, how they went from place to place, and in which order they rested in the places where Hashem told them to stop and rest. We will learn about some of the things that happened to the Jewish people as they traveled through the Midbar, and how the great miracles that Hashem performed for them. We will also learn what happens when people argue or when they fight. In Chumash Bamidbar, the Torah teaches us some very important mitzvot. We will learn about some of the mitzvot that were done in the Beit HaMikdash, which sadly we cannot do today because the Beit HaMikdash is no longer standing, but we will get so soon when we get Mashiach. We want Mashiach now, we want Mashiach now, we want Mashiach now, and we don't want to wait. Some of the mitzvot we will learn about were intended for the Kohanim to do. So why should we learn about those mitzvot if we can't do any of them anyway? Because the Torah tells us that when one learns about these mitzvot, is considered as if he actually did them. So let's learn about this week's Parsha. Chumash Bamidbar, counting the Jewish people. Hashem took the Jewish people out of Mitzrayim in the month of Nisan. 1 month later, in the month of Iyar, which we are in right now, Hashem said to Moshe Rabbeinu, "You have built the Mishkan, and my Shekhinah dwells within it. Now I want to know how many Jewish people there are, because they are so very precious to me." Do you think Hashem, who knows everything and anything, did not know the exact number of Jewish people there were? Of course he did. He wanted to know. Of course he did. He wanted Moshe Rabbeinu to count them anyways, because Hashem wanted the Jewish people to know that each and every one of them was so beloved and precious to him. Hashem explained to Moshe the special method he was to use when counting the Jewish people. Don't count them in the same way you count unimportant objects like the pages in a book, or tables and chairs, or your Lego sets, or your Star Wars sets, or your Pokemon cards. These are counted by saying 1 Pokemon card, 2 Pokemon card, 3 Pokemon card. And don't count them according to the families and how many people in each family. Count them in the way that makes them feel special. Count each person separately by his name, because each and every name is very precious to me. Hashem also had another reason for wanting to count the Jewish people in this way. He wanted each person to be blessed by Moshe and Aharon. The two brothers looked at each person with their holy eyes, and they asked Hashem to have mercy on each and every one of his holy children. The leaders of the 12 Shvatim helped Moshe and Aharon count the people. This is how it went. Each person came up to Moshe and Aharon and the 12 leaders and handed them a half-shekel coin. The coins were counted instead of the people so that the ayin hara would not come onto the Jewish people. Each person would say, I am so-and-so, I am the son of so-and-so, from the family of so-and-so, and hand the coin to Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe put the coins from each shevet in a separate pile. When he was done, he counted the coins. The number of coins was the same of the people that there were in the Jewish nation. Hashem commanded Moshe and Aaron to count only those who were over 20 years old. They did not count the children and babies. The Shevet Levi was not counted along with the rest of the people. They were counted on their own, and even the babies from the age of 1 month were counted. This was because Shevet Levi was the most important Shevet. They were the ones who did the Avodah in the Beit Mikdash. The order of the flags. The Mishkan stood in the middle of the camp in which the Jewish people dwelt. The Shevet Levi was set up around the Mishkan, and Moshe, Aaron, and his sons were on the eastern side of the Mishkan. The children of Gershon, who belonged to Shevet Levi, were on the western side of the Mishkan. The children of Kahat were on the southern side, while the children of Merari were on the northern side of the Mishkan. The rest of the Jewish people were set up around the Levi'im, 3 Shvatim on each side. Each Shevet had a flag with its own color and design. Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu to arrange the Shvatim around the Mishkan in the order in which they traveled and rested. Moshe was worried. Maybe the Shvatim will fight with each other if I tell them exactly where to set up their camp, he said to Hashem. Do not worry, said Hashem. You do not have to tell the Shvatim on which side to set up the camp. They will know on their own because it is exactly the same order as what their father Yaakov told them. Before Yaakov Avinu died, he had called all his sons, the heads of the Shvatim, to his bedside and said, when I pass away from this world and you make a funeral for me, I want you to stand around my casket in this order. Yehuda, Yisachar, Zevulun on the east, Reuven, Shimon, and Gad on the south, Ephraim, Menashe, and Binyamin on the west, and Dan, Asher, and Naphtali on the north. Then Yaakov added, when Hashem will lead you through the Midbar on your way to Eretz Yisrael, you will travel and rest in that same way. Moshe Rabbeinu need not have to worry. The Jewish people will travel and rest in an exact order that Yaakov had instructed them, according to Hashem's wishes. Each Shevet had its own flag, with a special design and color. The color of each flag was the same color as the Shevet stone on the Choshen that the Kohen Gadol wore. Shevet Reuven had a red flag with a picture of Dudaim, a special kind of plant. Shevet Shimon's flag was green with a picture of the city of Shechem. Shimon had killed the people of Shechem when they had kidnapped his sister Dinah. Levi's flag was tricolored, red, white, and black. A picture of the Choshen was drawn on the flag since the Kohen Gadol was from Shevet Levi. Yehuda's flag was the color of the sky, only it was a picture of a lion because Yaakov Avinu had said Yehuda is like a lion cub. Yisachar's flag was the color of a dark sapphire with a picture of a sun and a moon on it. Zevulun's flag was white with a picture of a ship. Zevulun was a shipping merchant who gave money to Yisachar so that he was free to learn Torah all day. Dan's flag had a picture of a snake because Yaakov said that Dan will be a snake on the road. Gad's flag was black and white On it was a picture of soldiers in an army because Yaakov had blessed him that he would go to war and win. Naphtali had a flag the color of red wine. On it was a picture of deer because Naphtali is compared to a deer. Asher's flag had a picture of a tree. Ephraim is an ox, and on Menashe's flag there was a picture of Reim, a kind of deer. Binyamin's flag had all the colors of all the other flags on it. It also had a picture of a wolf because Yaakov had said, Binyamin is like a wolf. When the other nations of the world saw the Jewish people camping under their flags, they realized that Hashem must love them very much they became very jealous. They were jealous that Hashem loved the Jewish people more than them, and they were jealous that Hashem rested among the Jewish people in the Mishkan. They were also jealous that they tried to put an end to the special way at the Jewish people camped. They came to the Jewish people and they said, "Come, live with us. If you join us and be like us, we will make you princesses and very important people." But the Jewish people were not tempted at all. There is no honor in the world that is greater than the honor which Hashem is giving us. They said, "No, we don't want to be like you at all." Hashem said to Moshe Rabbeinu, the firstborn son of the Jewish people were supposed to work in the Mishkan and bring up korbanot, but they were the ones to sin by chet ha'egel. So I do not want them to serve in the Mishkan. The Leviim, who did not take any part in the terrible sin, will serve me in the Mishkan instead. Then Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu that the firstborn sons were still holy and they had to be redeemed. He said each firstborn son will be replaced by a member of the Shevet Levi who will take his place in the Mishkan. From now on and forever, the Leviim and not the firstborn sons will serve in the Mishkan. Moshe Rabbeinu had a question. There are a lot more firstborn sons than Leviim, he said. What happens to a firstborn who does not have a Levi to take his place? Hashem replied, every firstborn who does not have a Levi to take his place must give 5 shekel to a Kohen. The holiness of the firstborn will be transferred to the money, and it will be the way that the firstborn will be redeemed from serving in the Beit Mikdash. Moshe was afraid that if he will approach a firstborn and say, "You do not have a Levi to take your place, you must give 5 shekels to the Kohen instead," they would say, "How do you know I'm missing a Levi and not a different firstborn? Why must I be the one to give 5 shekels to the Kohen?" Moshe Rabbeinu had an idea. He collected pieces of paper, the same amount of firstborns that were there. He counted out the number of Leviim that were there, and he wrote Levi on each one. On the rest, he wrote 5 shekels. He placed all the pieces of paper into a box. Each firstborn was told to take a folded piece of paper out of the box and read what it said. If it said Levi, he knew that there was a Levi to take his place, while if it said 5 shekel, the person knew that in order to be redeemed from serving in the Beit Mikdash, he would have to give 5 shekel to the Kohen. Even today, each firstborn son that is born has to be redeemed by his parents, giving money to a Kohen. This mitzvah is called a pinyon haben. It is a very important mitzvah. Only a firstborn son, not a daughter, and not even a firstborn son after a daughter, has to be redeemed. Parents who have a firstborn son and redeem him are very happy to do such, a special mitzvah, and do it together with a very festive meal. So I'm thinking of some of our firstborn boys in our class. I'm thinking about Feivel and Yehuda and Zevi, Jonah Aronofsky. I'm sorry if I missed you. I'm trying to remember everybody. Let's see who else. Menachem and Shmuel. I apologize if I forgot. You'll tell me during circle time if I forgot you. This is a firstborn that was first in his family. Not a daughter before. The firstborns lost their right to serve by making a calf of gold. Instead, the Leviim served Hashem from age 20 till 50 years old. Until this day, 5 shekels are given to redeem every firstborn boy doing this mitzvah of a pinyon haben, bringing parents a great deal of joy. Now, my son is a firstborn boy, and he did not have a pinyon haben because I am a bat Levi. If one of your parents are Levi or Kohen, then you do not have to do a Pinyan Haben. It is only for people that are Shevet Levi. So I'm interested, for people who are Shevet, for people who are part of Yisrael. So I'm interested to hear from you, if from all our boys, if they had a Pinyan Haben or not. All right, Eladim, that's it for the Parsha for today.